Joining me now is Farrell, co-founder of Lollapalooza and legendary frontman of Jane's Addiction, Porno for Pyros, and Satellite Party. While preparing for the upcoming Lollapalooza festival this summer in Chicago, Perry was kind enough to take some time to come in and chat with me. Perry, thanks for being here, man.
What's going on,
Good to see you. The last time I saw you was years ago on a Jane's Addiction tour.
So the last time we got together was 91.
97.
Oh, you showed up at 97.
Florida.
There you go, I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
After I did the liner notes for the live album.
We were in a room, were we in a room together with you too? Was it in Miami?
Yeah, and you all were playing, and I was standing behind the guitar player as he was watching Navarro. I'm like, get lessons, dude. Take some lessons from the man.
I remember that was a
good
strange
show.
room.
Yeah, as a Flea on bass.
Yeah.
It was that lineup. So it's been a while since I saw you then, and now I guess you're gearing up for this 3-day Lollapalooza in Chicago at Grants Park.
So yeah, man, we're doing Lollapalooza this year in Chicago, 3 days as opposed to, we used to do 38 shows through the summer. Back in the day when we were touring through there, all the promoters were independent guys, and they would bust their ass trying to find a good location, and up would go the fences and the toilets and the stages, and people would just be tromping around the fields having a good time. But the promotion business got corporatized, and most of the promoters got basically bought out, and they were driving festivals into the amphitheaters that the corporate promoter basically owned, all these amphitheaters around the country. So the difference between now and what we used to do is actually there's no difference. We've actually returned to the old format. We went and found our own field, and we built it from the ground up like we used to.
What's the rewarding part of Lollapalooza? Just like summing up the whole thing, what's the greatest thing that you've gotten from it?
Well, to me, it's like a fountain of youth in my life, because I always feel when you are attached to music, music is this beautiful energy. And if you are in and around music, if you listen to it, have a passion for it, if it makes you dance, if you respond to it, if you make it, you create it, you can stay eternally young. I mean, look at Mick Jagger, look at Steven Tyler. What are these cats? Are they aliens? No, they're musicians.
Yeah.
And so with me, the idea to be able to hear the young people's music and hear them coming up, and they're when they do it right, it's about revolution, and it's about rebellion, and all those things that the young people still believe in and have faith in. They're going to change things, and they don't have to do it that way. They can do it this way, and it's our way. Those things, that's energy. That's just pure heat and friction and light, and that's what I get out of it. I get to be involved in it, and be kind of an alchemist to bring that in. Oh, I like that. I love that energy. Come on over here and meet this energy here.
Yeah. Since you're picking all these bands for Lollapalooza, and you're so much in the world of music, where do you think music is now? Because some people would say, music sucks, and I don't think so. I think music is fine as it's ever been.
Yeah. Listen, what appears to be music sucks is only, again, it's corporatization of an industry. And what they did is they saw good routes, good avenues where music was coming from, and said, okay, I'm just going to buy those avenues and buy those routes. So now, you think you're driving down the same old road. Hey, this is going to be great. I know this turn. You turn, you go, whoa, that building wasn't up there. Oh my God, what the hell is that now?
Yeah.
And that's what you see. You just got to take a different route. You
build your own.
Build your own. But I heard the other day, people in Atlanta are throwing house parties, inviting kids from LA to go out there, and they're basically not even playing in clubs anymore. They're going to play in people's houses, in their garages. Hence, back to the original idea of the garage band, except they have a keg in the corner. You could be fooled into believing that you open up your Mac and there's the iTunes top downloads. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
I've never heard of any of these people, and I wouldn't book them for Lollapalooza if you paid me. And don't be fooled by it. Some asshole has got stock in Apple. That's all that is. If you really want to get your music, you gotta look to your big brother, I should say, like I used to. You know, there's new routes and new ways of finding out your music, but make no mistake about it, there's incredible young musicians that you just go, holy
every day,
these
every
kids,
country, every
these cats
town,
are inspired
all the time. Yeah.
And you know what? Just go. You gotta put your ear back to the ground, and what's going to happen is these places, these routes that have been corporatized, are going to turn into white elephants. In other words, soon enough, no one's going to buy them, no one's going to go there, and they're going to say, you know, please buy my catalog, and everybody's going to laugh at them, which is happening all around the industry, some of these guys.
Yeah. Well, okay, so record industry in peril, basically. Well,
corporatized.
Well, caving in under the weight of its own greed,
exactly.
arrogance,
Yeah.
and sheer size.
Right.
So what could save it?
Well, you know, it's inevitable. You don't even have to worry about saving it. It'll save itself. Like I say, there's a kid who wants to pick up a guitar just because he loved Led Zeppelin. He's going to look in the mirror and he's going to be goofy. And, you know, he might be 12 years old. By the time he's 15, he can play pretty well. There's going to be a kid who's really got some pipes, and he's going to hang out with that guy. And they're going to start playing rock together, and they're going to get girls. And so, you know, you don't have to worry about it, man. It'll save itself. Now, are they going to, you know, is the rest of the world going to go and download an iTunes thing for 99 cents or $14.95? I don't know. It doesn't seem so. No matter what they say, the honest truth is they're sucking. They're making music, and they're making it worse and worse because they say now, all right, here's what we're going to do. They have some smarty pants geek, and he says, look, the stats come back that the ages of 16 to 35 are downloading music like crazy, and they're white kids. So they go, okay, well then don't sign anybody that entertains 16 to 35-year-old white kids. What do we have left? We have little girls, 6 to 14. They don't know how to download, and they'll buy it. You know, they're buying Brat dolls, and they'll buy you know, Britney Spears records. Okay, sign up 1 million of them. Okay, and they go out there and they sign up 1 million, you know, knockoffs of Britney Spears, and they tell them what to do, which is even better because they don't have any, you know, fucked up, you know, junkies to have to find out where the hell are they. They're supposed to be in the studio. It's like, okay, you know, where is she? You know, get her in here, give her a piece of chocolate, and tell her to dance, and get her a dance coach. But really, what happens is the entire world suffers because we have to endure 80 tons of Britney Spears knockoffs when we're going to work. And I attribute this as the #1 attribute to road rage in this world and in this country.
Bad music?
Bad music because of people are downloading. And so these guys that are doing their market research figured out who to actually pump any music that anybody would buy. And the guys that are really good are out there just going, I guess I'm going to call my friend in Atlanta and see if I can play his house.
Right.
And that's what's happening.
Yeah. I guess Jane's Addiction at this point, not to belabor an old point, the band is broken up and it's in the rear view and you're on to the next thing. But it was a great band.
Thank you.
And, you know, undeniable impact. What do you take from it?
I think what we were absolutely was part of a culture and a time in history, in the world I find it to be a strange, a unique, and somewhat overlooked time period. I'm not exactly sure why. I think maybe because we were truly underground. Things were caving in at that time. You had hair metal bands that were predominantly on the airwaves, and they owned the radio at that time. We basically forced MTV and radio to change just because nobody was paying attention to what they were pushing. And of course, them being, as I say, you know, looking to corporatize anything they can, came and said, oh shit, there's a long line over there.
Yeah.
Because we truly came from the underground, I think that, you know, we weren't the Beatles and the Stones because we were making a point, I think, to kind of, hey, look, you know, that's great. You guys are up there and everybody's running around. I mean, I was so anti-pop. You know, the first video that we ever did, Been Caught Stealing, I basically wore not a ski mask, but a stocking over my face because I didn't want to be seen on MTV.
Is that why you did that?
Yeah, because I thought it was just not cool. And of course, now I think it's real cool.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I first saw James. Yeah, I think those times cannot be discounted, and your impact on them can't be undervalued. And it sounds kind of corny, but Lollapalooza and you and Jane's Addiction changed my life. You changed how many people saw our band, my band, and I'll always be indebted to you. Like, you changed my life. And it's just weird to kind of sum it up like to a person, but arguably it would be you and Lollapalooza, because we'd play these towns and all of a sudden thousands of people who ended up liking us saw us. And like, we went through all those towns a year later on our next album tour, and the crowds were like many times over what they were before. And I'm like, what are you all doing here? Like, saw you last summer, dude, that killed. I was like,
well, you did kill, so you can thank me, but I have to thank you too, because every day that we would watch you, and how intense you were. I mean, you did it all on your own. I mean, we might have had the vehicle, we were just riding together, man.
Yeah, well, you're creating, and I'm so happy about this one happening this summer, because you're going to create a vehicle for your Dead Boy and the Elephant Men's, and I'm hoping there's another 50 of those great bands that all these kids are going to get to see and run out there and support them. So I'm looking forward to it. Thanks. And thanks for being on my show.
Oh, man, my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. It's great. Coming up later in the show,